Hello Williamson County, I'm Kerri Hudson and welcome to It's About You, an informational program about the classes, activities, and special events of the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department. Each summer we like to venture out of the studio and visit some of our truly amazing summer programs. One of our keystone summer programs is our General Summer Day Camp. Williamson County Parks and Recreation has been operating this program for nearly 30 years. The program offers a traditional summer camp experience for campers ages 5 to 12. Their days are filled with games, arts and crafts, special activities, swimming, off-site field trips, plus special guests and presentations. The structure of this program has been modified over the years due to facility availability. This year we have 2 campsites that we are offering, one at Grassland Elementary School and the other at the Williamson County Recreation Complex at Nolensville. We want to thank the Williamson County School System for allowing us to use Grassland Elementary School again so that we can offer this truly amazing program to the community, especially the working parents and families. The General Summer Day Camp program has touched many lives over the years, and today we want to give you an in-depth look into this program and an opportunity to see what makes this experience so special and so fun.
The program here, it's awesome. The parents love it, the children love it. The parents are like, every night they go home exhausted because we keep them busy every minute of the day. And I was kind of worried in the beginning thinking there's no way we can keep 60 to 100 children every day busy, but we literally keep them busy all day long between arts and crafts and gym games and board games and things like that. And one of the things I like is there's no technology. Everything is physical play, outdoors or indoors, or with partners.
What we do for parents and families, it's really hard when you get to the summer days and you've got to take care of kids the whole time. So being a place where parents can drop them off and just know they're going to be entertained, they're going to have fun, they're going to learn some things, they're going to go on some cool field trips, they get to go to the pool, those kind of things. It's really nice just to be able to provide that for parents.
What has been your favorite thing to do at camp so far?
Well, go to, board games.
Board games?
We don't let the kids bring electronics to camp unless we have a special day. And they're in activities all day long, so they're not sitting in front of TVs, they're not at video games, things like that. So that's been something we've held on to, and now I think the kids actually like getting to sit down and play board games because it's not something that they do on a regular basis anymore. So our kids today probably enjoy the board games more than the kids 20 years ago did, because it was something that maybe families did on a regular basis, a long time ago, but they don't do anymore.
It's fun and exciting. Like, they make the games that we played last year, they're back and they're fun again. They're fun. It's not like the games are fun to play because I usually forget how to play the games. But then when I start playing them, I remember, and then it becomes more fun.
My favorite activities here are playing group games. You can just have fun, and you can join some friends. If somebody gets hurt, you can just make them feel better, and that makes me happy.
We play in the gym and do kickball and play in the game room.
Some of my favorite activities are when we go to gym or the board game area, or sometimes when we just kind of hang out in the arts and crafts room.
So we have anywhere from 60 to 100 children a day, and I think 100 has been the highest day that we had, and that was the day we had a DJ here. On those days that we have special events, we have more counselors that come in from the office, but on average we have 1 counselor per 10 to 12 children.
Any given day here, we've averaged about 96. Last summer, I think they averaged around 85 or 86, so it's gone up this summer. It goes up on field trip days, goes up on pool days. We have 3 counselors for each age group, and we have 4 age groups.
Our ages range from 5 years old to 12 years old, and they're broken into categories. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and they all have their set counselors that stay with them throughout the day.
We've offered this program to residents and children of the community for at least 30 years. you know, we have 2 sites now. One of them is at Grassland Elementary and the other's at Nolensville Rec Center.
26 years ago, we were one of the only games in town when it came to day camp. Now there's lots of competing programs. And so I tell people, you know, that our prices have been very flexible. The kids don't have to pay for days that they're not there, which is unheard of in other programs. And parents are like, I'm really surprised that y'all do it that way. And I'm like, I'm a parent myself. I'm a working parent. I get how that is. And so we really try to see things from a parent's perspective of if they're at work all day, I want those parents to be able to go into work and concentrate on what they do for a living and not be worried about what their kids are doing all day. That they know that they are in a great environment with great people who care a good deal about their kids and that they're keeping them engaged and active and having a good day.
What I love most about this program is just the children seem happy at our program. They seem like they make friends here and that they have memories and stuff, and they just have a really, really good time playing with other kids, meeting other children. Our counselors are good, very active with the children, and it's a really, really good program, and I just think it's a great program for the children. Everybody seems to have a good time.
I love it. I think it's great for kids to interact with people. I know summer screams boredom sometimes to some kids, so this gets them out of the house. They don't just say, Mom and Dad, I'm bored, I'm bored. Sometimes when it's their first time here, they're nervous and shy and they kind of cling to us counselors a little bit, but we kind of give them a little push to get out there and make friends, and then they don't want to go home at the end of the day. And Mom and Dad are coming in and they're like, we don't know what y'all do here, but they don't want to leave and they want it to be the next morning when I drop them off.
So a regular day of camp, parents, you know, they can drop their children off as early as 7:30 a.m. in the morning. And if it is a regular day where they're not going on a field trip, they can drop them off later if they want.
So when they come in, they normally do free play, and then
you can find them riding scooters, hula hooping, jump rope, playing pickup basketball, foursquare, playing Uno, you name it, they're doing it.
And then starting about 9 o'clock, we have organized group play in the gym with games that is led by a couple of our counselors.
And after that, we go outside because the weather in Tennessee is awesome. If it's not muggy, we'll go outside and we'll have so much fun.
And then they would come back in if they wanted to make an arts and crafts project with their age group. They could. If they wanted to play board games, we have a room set up for that, or table games and different activities and things like that for them to do. We break for lunch at 11 o'clock.
And after lunch, it's my favorite part, it's rotations. At rotations, we have arts and crafts, board games, table games, and gym time.
I love arts and crafts. I would cry if they didn't have any arts and crafts here. I love to build, I love to give people stuff.
And we just rotate around there, and then we do snack. Camper of the day. They love camper of the day. It's throughout the day we pick the people who we think have been the best.
And we pick a boy and girl from each age group, just depending on who had good behavior or who did something that really wowed the counselors. You know, they went out of their way to help a friend.
And then we'll pop in a movie, so everybody at the end of the day kind of gets a little tired, so it's a good time to rest and get ready for Mom and Dad to come pick us up.
I think that they learn how to play again. It's kind of like they go back in time to my generation, to where, when I was growing up, there were no iPads, video games, or there were video games, but not many, and iPhones and things like that, to where I think that consumed a lot of children's time, and I think that they get to kind of go back in time because they can't have those things at camp and actually learn how to play and actually learn how to communicate and play with other children, and I think that that's very, very important. I think that that's something that they miss out a little bit on, and I think that just going back and being able to play again is very important.
They learn how to interact with one another. They learn social skills of, engaging in a variety of different cooperative type of programs. They get to come to camp and may find out that they have a love for art that they didn't know before, that they may, get to do art one time a week in school with an art teacher, but at camp they do art almost every day, maybe even twice a day. And we may engage them in different types of things that are unusual for what they would do in a school art program. So I think that they might find, deeper personalities about themselves, of interests that they may have as they grow. And so we kind of help instill some of that in them and introduce them to, hey, I might be a good leader someday, that I think I could grow up and do something like be a counselor and help be a leader for kids. Or I may, want to grow up and be a teacher. I may want to grow up and do a variety of things. Some of the field trips we go on, they may find different interests at, going to the Space Center and things like that, oh, I want to grow up and be an astronaut, and I can do that, and things of that nature. So I think the program helps broaden their imaginations. It keeps them busy in the summer where they get to experience new and exciting things. And I like too that it's a very diverse group of kids. We have kids from all backgrounds, where we have different races, we have different religions, we have different situations, family home situations, where some kids may be at, in a great home with both mom and dad. Some may be in a broken home, and so when they come to camp, they want to be entertained and have a fun place to be, and somewhere where it's exciting and they don't have all the drama and stuff from home. But we want to welcome all those kids into camp and make sure that we're doing our best, that they have the best experience they can have.
We hope that all the campers learn how to play well with each other. So group games, just kind of teamwork and working together. We do some things that are competitive just individually, but a lot of the things we do with teams. And we want them to learn how to play with each other, how to lose. You're going to lose some of these games. I really hope that you're learning to lose and lose well and not be so upset about it. So we try to, encourage them when they win, and when they lose, we try to build them up. This doesn't matter as far as if you won the dodgeball game or if you won something like that. We're really trying to encourage them just to be involved and not worry about losing. And if you do lose, it's okay.
One thing I feel like all kids need to learn is how to lose, because say they only have one kid household and you're winning every single thing. Kids come in here, they may lose the first game. It's hard for them to handle, but eventually they get used to it. They know they'll win some, they know they'll lose some. But then they also make friends along with it, so it's not all about the winning and losing, it's more about the camaraderie. And I just feel like they get a more sense of community almost, that they can be with other people around their age. And kids will come back, even if their parents don't work, they'll want to come back just because they'll know their friends are here. So they're definitely learning just to be a friend and how to help others and just how to be a good person, we hope. We try to, instill those rules on them.
I think what the kids enjoy most is probably getting to know so many new people. Kids come in every day, and I have not seen one child cry or get upset about mom and dad leaving, where I was a crazy little kid. I would scream the moment my mom walked away from me, but here, everybody just brings them all in. It's one big happy family. Everybody can play, everybody joins in together, and they make new friends, and then they're excited to see each other next year at camp when they come back.
I hope you've enjoyed the first half of our show today and getting a look at our general summer day camp program. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll spend more time with our amazing camp staff and campers.
I just lost my best friend. And it's my fault.
Hey! How are you? I'm good.
How's Christian?
He's good.
Good. How are you and Carter?
Doesn't look too good.
Oh my god, let me show you everything that he's been saying. He's been so rude and so distant, and I tried to confront the problem, and so look all the stuff he said. Oh, he finally replied. Hold on.
These girls just became a heartbreaking statistic. You may think you're invincible now, but you too could become one of the 3 people who die in a car crash every hour, or one of 44 who are injured in a car crash due to texting and driving. Don't let a text take away a life. It can wait.
Unfortunately, I'm not the only victim of someone else's carelessness while driving. I'm one of 11 teens who die every day just because the driver had to send that text.
The 5 seconds I kept my eyes off the road was equivalent to almost driving a full-length football field without looking.
Like too many people, I did not survive today.
But I did, and I have to live with that guilt for the rest of my life.
Don't be like Tori and don't end up like me. Either put the phone away or face the consequences. My life matters just like everyone else on the road, so your text, it can wait.
Welcome back to It's About You. Today we're taking an in-depth look into our general summer day camp program and finding out what makes this near 30-year program stand the test of time. I think you'll see in the second half of our show today a portion of what makes this camp so popular and well-loved.
I actually just want to stay here until like 100 years old. I don't care how old I am, but I want to stay here.
Why is that?
Because camp is so much fun that I just do not want to leave.
One of the things I pride our program on is we have always excelled at having a good ratio of counselors for students. So we, at our maximum, we have 1 counselor for every 10 students. But a lot of locations, it may be closer to 1 per 8, 1 per 7. So we've always had very good supervision. Sometimes we've had to share our space at the schools with other summer programs going on. And I felt when I walked in that I felt like our students were in a safer environment, a happier environment, a busier environment. So we've had really good staff that have worked. Years ago, before we actually even had many computers with the department, I used to hand write a schedule for each location, and we tried to change activities like every half hour. So if I had 8 locations and I was doing different age group activities for each half hour, it was a lot of work, hand writing schedules. But eventually I was lucky enough to have staff say, we'd like to be more involved in planning our own activities of what we do day in, day out with the kids. And so they got more involved, and as we started doing in-service with our trainers, our counselors, we enjoyed the fact that they like to sit down as a group and start putting their schedule together. So we've seen a lot of differences throughout the program in the staff involvement with the kids, and they get to know their kids at each location really well. They know what games they like most, what games don't work. So they've been able to really revamp the schedules of how we initially started things. But their ultimate goal is the same as mine was years ago, if we're going to keep them busy all day long. Yeah, it's great when we have these counselors come in. Some of them either are interested in going into teaching and they know they're going to be around kids on a long-term basis, or there's others that surprise themselves that they enjoy spending all day with kids. But they really form good relationships with these kids. And I love coming in and seeing counselors who, just instinctively, if they're having to talk to a child about a situation or something, that if I walk in and they're kneeled down and they're at eye level with them, and they're not looking over them or talking down to them, but they're on that level with that child and really engaged in a conversation with them to make them understand, if it was a discipline issue, and they're making sure the child understands, what they did wrong or what they could do differently next time to handle the situation. They're engaged and they are trying to teach the kids. They're finding out what works best when you talk to kids on different things is, kneeling down and looking them in the eye. Do you get a better response and get a more emotional contact with that child than you would standing and yelling at him in the hallway, hey, get over here, I need to talk to you about, that type of thing. So I think it is a learning situation for our staff as well, absolutely.
You learn a lot at camp with the kids. I say all the time, kids aren't mean, they're just honest. And so if they see you doing something, they're gonna ask you about it, and you learn a lot about yourself, and you learn a lot about becoming an adult and working with children, and just prepares you for your future a lot better. It allows you to have more of a leadership role because you are responsible for however many kids you have on that given day. You and 7 other counselors, 8 other counselors have to make sure 90 kids are going to go to the movie and all stay together and not run off, not get into trouble, not hurt themselves. So you learn a lot. I become louder because here, you got to yell, you got to make sure all the kids are
are listening. You got to be able to talk over 85 kids. So, you know, one thing I know has helped me with is public speaking. Like, I've taken a bunch of public speaking courses in school, and it's easy now because, you know, I have to talk in front of 90 kids every day. So where now I go in front of a class of 15, and it's like it's nothing. There's nobody there.
The kids do learn a lot, but I think the counselors even learn a little bit more. There's a lot of patience involved in being a counselor. Even though all the kids are awesome, there are times when we just have to remind them not to climb on the bleachers, not to climb under the bleachers, and just remember to share and everything. So it's a big job of patience, but it's also a big job of having fun. We get to see the imagination come out from kids, so we just get to remember, you know what, life's not all that serious. We can have fun and play too.
I just learned so much about myself and the kids from the time that we spend together, and you know, being a leader all the time in front of 200 kids sometimes.
Over the 4 years, honestly, it's just becoming close with the kids and becoming a role model for a lot of them is really nice. You know, the kids will come back and they tell me about their school year, and we'll talk about the classes, and I just try to keep them involved in classes, and they tell me they look up to me, and I really take that, you know, as a pride of honor. I want these kids to be able to use me as if they can't use anyone else, to be able to use me at least as a role model, as someone to look up to. One of my favorite things I've done is I actually have taught like 4 6-year-olds how to tie their shoes, and it seems like a real mundane task until you try to teach a 5-year-old how to tie their shoes, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for sure.
I mean, they look to me for everything, whether it's something little like, opening their juice box, or if it's something big, like if someone gets injured, I'm the person that has to take care of them.
I'm learning a lot about how to deal with problems, especially I work with the 5 and 6-year-olds, so I have a lot of little problems come up of she's not my friend anymore, or we're not sharing, and so I have to bring the kids together, tell them how to work it out, and I think that's also just a great reminder of how I need to work out things with friendships. When all these basic things that we're trying to install in the 5 and 6-year-olds, I mean, I'm still learning when I'm 18 years old and still learning how to interact with people. And also just having a good attitude about everything, because some days might be a little bit crazy and you might have to wait outside while everyone's getting their lunch or something like that. So just learning how to go with the flow and be easygoing and just nice to everyone as well, because you never know all these kids' stories, so you just have to love on them.
They know their age groups. They're with the set group, and so day in and day out they're with the same kids. They know their kids very well. They know what activities they respond well to and the things that they don't like to do, so they work together to plan really fun, exciting things. And I've been blessed with counselors who are very creative. We make sure that when we put counselors together in an age group that we have a mixture of people and personalities, that we have guys and girls in each age group that are leading activities. We have somebody who maybe excels in arts and crafts and somebody that excels in sports and things like that. So we blend them so they have the opportunity to lead different types of activities and bring what they know to the table for the kids to really enjoy. We have some counselors that are like, arts and crafts is not my thing, but my training tells them, I said, you need to make a 12-year-old boy at summer camp love arts and crafts. So, and I think the best compliment we've ever gotten is I had a mom come up to me one year and she said, I don't know what you do with my kids all day, but they fall asleep in the car on the way home. They're so tired, and they wake up the next day and can't wait to get to camp. So that was probably the best compliment we've ever gotten, as far as parents loving that they know that their kids are in a good environment and having a blast all day long.
I just love the children. They're so cute.
We've had kids that have been at camp that came back and became counselors. And those are the ones that I think were some of our better counselors, because they grew up knowing the program, how it all works and everything, and they looked forward to being self-motivated to come in and do all these kinds of different activities.
We have a lot of areas that we can put in our creativity. Like for arts and crafts, we get to come up with the crafts, and for gym time, we get to come up with the games.
So we've had kids that have gone on to be those kinds of counselors, and then we've had counselors meet at camp who have gone on to get married and now have their kids in the camp program. So that's kind of when I realized I may have been here too long. But it's really also neat that that our program has been around and has that kind of reputation that, you know, people couldn't wait to have their own kids back in the program. So that says a lot about it.
I'd like to come back and be a counselor because, I mean, it's kind of fun to work with other kids and kind of have fun together as a big group.
I would like to come back to become a counselor because I like being with kids because it's fun.
We actually start planning for our summer camp program in January because there's a lot of things that are involved with the planning process of the program, especially with field trips. We have to put a field trip together relatively soon, calling different places to line up field trips. We go to Nashville Shores, we go to the movies, things like that. So we have to secure dates with those places well in advance for our camps. As far as staffing goes, we start staffing that early as well. At the beginning of March, we post the job description on the county website for people to apply. So we get a lot of applications from college students and high school students and things like that starting in March up until the program starts at the end of May.
Honestly, it's just a great job. It really is. It's a job where I get paid to play tag, you know, open up juice boxes and take kids out for recess. And I mean, it's easy. At the same time, it's demanding. There's, you know, 85 kids here on a daily basis, but it's just a lot of fun.
So I keep coming back because every summer I kind of learn something new about kids. I say the general thing is that kids need all the same things, you know? Individuals need different things in different ways, but they all want attention. You know, they all want group and to feel included. You know, they want to have those kind of opportunities to work with other kids and to just spend time with the counselors. So as a counselor, when I was just a counselor, it was really cool to, you know, meet with all the kids during the day. You know, you're leading them around to different rooms and different activities and stuff, but to get one-on-one time with them, maybe play a board game with them, just get to know them, and just the way that you can see that lights them up. And you know, they love that kind of stuff. And it made me realize just how much just those small little moments of attention can be, you know, beneficial for the whole day and for the whole week, and that kid, you know, can go home feeling like they were appreciated and had a lot of fun.
Through them being tough, like, they learn how to make friends through that, because sometimes when they fall down, like, someone is there to get them up and it's like, hey, come on, let's play dodgeball, like, get back in it. And they just forget about, oh, I just scraped my knee, like, it's gonna be okay, there's no blood. Like, they just learn it. And so by the end of the summer, they'll have a little cut and they won't even come up to me. And I'm like, dude, you're so tough now, like, this is awesome. They're not crying anymore because they accidentally skidded their elbow. You know, it's awesome to watch. It's so rewarding.
Our cutoff is 12, and when we have 12-year-olds that are like, I don't know what I'm gonna do next summer, and you know, they're close to being able to be old enough to get jobs, but not quite, and you know, but you know that they're actually gonna miss camp. To me, when a 12-year-old boy can state that he's gonna miss being at camp next year, then you know you're doing something right.
See you next year. See you next year. See you next year.
Well, that's about all the time that we have today. Thank you for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed getting to know some more about our general summer day camp program, and hopefully it brought back memories of your own summer camp experiences. For more information about department activities, arts and crafts camps, classes, general and informational programs, athletic leagues and camps, and every other program that we offer through the Parks and Recreation Department, you can visit our website at wcparksandrec.com. And be sure to follow us through our social media channels on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and YouTube for additional information, photos, and videos of all of our exciting offerings. We'll see you next time. And until then, remember, Williamson County, it's all about you.